Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here once again to discuss a My Hero Academia anime episode review, and I know I'm late behind on this. I tried to catch up a bit, but I forgot to do episode 13, and as the weeks went by, I ended up forgetting to do this one, and so I kind of got delayed. So now it's up to episode 19, and it seems the Endeavor Agency arc is now finished, which supposed to be the arc after the Meta Liberation villains arc, but the anime decided to swap them because I think to tie into a movie and all that stuff. So I get the marketing reasons behind it, but though granted, from what I hear, many people are not exactly happy about this, given the fact that the villain arc is pretty popular, from my understanding. But I guess but who knows? Perhaps it makes sense to try and focus on Midoriya and that lot after the whole joint training thing. But anyway, on to the episode. It begins with a briefing of what happened apparently 9 days ago to what's currently going on in the My Hero Academia timeline, and the fact that let's see. It shows Shigaraki destroying a city and all that stuff. I believe it's Daiki City and all that stuff. So yeah. It looks like he's destroyed a city, and then we see them Bakugo and Shoto being interviewed, with Bakugo being rude as usual and Shoto trying to be as polite as possible and all that stuff, with Bakugo denying that he's friends with Shoto. He's like, aren't we friends? And you got like Midoriya, Uraraka, and Ida just looking in, just shocked about Bakugo's behavior. And then it's later revealed that Bakugo has been edited out. The interview was just showing on the Shoto, much to the amusement of Denki and Sero. But for today's UA lesson, they are practicing interviews by Mount Lady, who's being a guest teacher here, though she enters with a rather, I guess, fan service shot like poses with Midnight. And you get a few jokes about Mineta saying that how she's the most showboaty hero he knows, given his experience with internshipping with her. So, she begins interviewing Shoto, who takes her words straight to the point, like, your smile will slay the ladies, or something. It's like, wait, did it actually die and all that stuff? Though, granted, regardless, she still finds him cute. Regardless, and wants him, though. That stuff. So it's like, yeah. Shoto can't seem to get taking her words literal when she's just using, I guess, metaphors, if you will. But yeah. So as you go on, the other students end up introducing themselves and roll call and all that stuff to eventually Bakugo, who's still a bit rude, though not as rude as he is with like another person, as Mount Lady comments, with Midnight suggesting to Aizawa that we probably should teach Bakugo to stay out of the media like he does. So Aizawa says that Midoriya might be a more better example, as we see he's become very robotic, with a point where Red Riot thinks that he's copying his, mastered his hardening. That's just a stage fright. However, once Mount Lady comments about how Midoriya's moves are based on All Might, you get him being super fanboy and murmuring a bit. And then eventually he ends up trying to show off his quirk move, because they've all been showing off their quirk moves and all that stuff as a part of the ultimate moves to show as the example is say your name and ultimate move to show the public who you are and all that stuff, and other ways trying to justify why shonen mangas always have their name attacks called and all that stuff. Anyway, Midoriya's doing this black whip, about to try and use black whip, but it only comes a little wisp, much to everyone's shock about, just because of the build-up tension of how Witty is going to be chaotic, and he's like, look what I managed to do, and everyone's just with Bakugo commenting on this is not something to be proud of. Anyway, we cut to the principal and All Might. As it's revealed, All Might is studying up previous One for All users, given the fact that there seems to be a little information. And then there's a staff meeting about how, the Hero Commissioner wants to restudy the internships and work studies and all that stuff. So, like, from like the like the night, it's like from the overhaul arc, since they were kind of like closed down and all that stuff. But it seems like they suspect but they were the teachers seduce that. Well, the safety commission probably suspects some big villain activity and all that stuff. So the villains end up. So they're trying to recruit students and all that stuff, but they're making it look as though it's not recruiting like an army kind of thing. And the teachers decide to make it look like winter homework and all that stuff. So yeah, building up to the inevitable war arc between the heroes against the League of Villains, though, or let's see what the League of Villains has become, which we'll probably find out in the next few episodes. Let's get to watching them and all that stuff. So yeah. So we got that, and there's also, I think, a brief talk with a bit later with the principal, with like All Might as he's working with the police a bit later. The scene cuts and something like that for them to, let's see. They suspect that after 4 months on the dormitory thing, some time has passed. That there appears to be no students as the supposed spy that was brought up by present Mike a few seasons back, but it doesn't seem like any of the students, at least. And we ask All Might if he's coming back, but he doesn't know. But it's like Christmas and all that stuff, since it's Christmas, and we see everyone either wearing red Santa or green Santa uniforms, because Santa did originally wear green until Coca-Cola changed that and all that stuff. So there. So we have everyone enjoying Christmas meals and all that stuff. And with them commenting on the school thing, we end up getting like Eri coming in a cute little Santa outfit where she just mixes up all the holidays, and Uraraka can't stop gushing about how cute she is as Toga is celebrating Christmas with his classmates. So during all this, you got comments about what happened at the city with the Shigaraki cause, though from the news information it's clearly that it's not being told accurately, as apparently it's been reported 20 rioters and that stuff. And it seems to be comments about how there's more support for heroes after that little kid. Look out, just watch, kid, from all that stuff with Endeavor. And you see that all the other heroes are like getting to work. As Mineta earlier was commenting about how Mountain Lady seems a lot more professional, I should have mentioned, when she was explaining like why people do these interviews and ultimate moves and all that stuff. So there's that. But anyway, let's see, during this, you get like Mina and Denki trying to get Bakugo to wear a Christmas outfit, which because he's telling them to give in to, particularly Ashido, saying like, give in to peer pressure. And then we end up getting like a Secret Santa stuff, let's see, all that stuff. And let's see, well, one of the secrets, it either clearly gets gold from Momo. Mineta gets a photo from Aoyama, and I think Denki gets a basketball. Let's see, Midoriya gets, Uraraka's marshmallow, like, snack flavor thing, and he's blushing about it, and Uraraka gets, Midoriya's All Might keychain, kind of, like, doll, as, like, her present, and you can tell that they're both kind of blushing, they got the gifts from their respective crushes. But the funniest one is when Tokoyami brought a giant sword, sword as a prisoner, sort of like cyber sword kind of thing, as a sort of like Christmas present, much to the shock of like Tailman. He gets even more shocked when Eri ends up getting the present. It's funny. And then you get some like Christmas music in English. Trying to. Let's see. Let me see if I can find out what the music is. Okay, the wiki page. So I can't really tell what the music is. Let's see. So, well, whatever. It seems to be some sort of Christmas music in English, which is kind of weird because it's in the summer right now. But yeah. With Midoriya commenting how he hopes Christmas, able to enjoy Christmas like that next year. And the episode ends with like a post-credit thing with, let's see. Oh, yeah, I should probably mention that during the talk, Midoriya was let's see, wondering what you can't really go to Night Knight's agency because Centipede and Bubble Girl are too busy and all that stuff. And Gran Torino isn't able to do internships right now, work studies and all that stuff. And Bakugo ends up can't go to work studies because Best Genius is missing. Let's see, we'll find more about that on the film in the next arc, I hope. But yeah, in the villain's arc. And we get a flashback of him of Best Genius asking Bakugo for his name, which he just says all the ones that were rejected, and tells him when you find a proper name next year, when you come to second year and get your license, come and tell me and that stuff, and come work back here again. And this is where we get to Shoto, who offers both Midoriya and Bakugo to come work with him in the work stories with the number one hero, Endeavor. And that's how the episode ends. Okay, first of all, it's a little disappointing that we're not getting the villains arc because, well, they're trying to tie into a movie. I'm not sure how this will affect the pacing, but it definitely spoils a few things with the upcoming episodes. And some people might be confused with the order, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see how they address this issue. I assume with some sort of flashback. They make it some sort of long flashback sequence, but heck, it is what it is. As for the contents of the episode, it was really amusing with the Bakugo interview, particularly how, let's see, you've got Midoriya and his trio of friends just looking on in shock by how, let's see, Bakugo's behaving in the interviews, and and I definitely like how Shoto's aren't we friends? I'm pretty sure we're friends, Bakugo, with him. Just no, we're not. We're just forced to work together. Let's see, but yeah, I like that, and I definitely like how they kids found it funny. Anyway, I'm not really a fan of the. Let's see. I mean, the anime made the fan service poses and shots much more emphasis on, well, the bits that were witty fan service. I wasn't really fond of it in the manga, but now, one hand, they're the adult superhero characters, so okay, fine, I don't mind it too much. Yeah. Granted, I wish they would really go in your face a bit. I mean, it kind of felt a bit fairy tale-ish, which and all that stuff for that fan service, but heck. But anyway, I wasn't. Let's see. Granted, the interview thing with the section with everyone introducing their names and all that stuff. Well, it feels kind of like a repeat of the name of the hero stuff from the second season when everyone was spouting their names. No, the highlights of that was definitely Shoto's complete oblivious for Mountain Lady's metaphors about you'll slay people with your smile, or let's see, you're giving me a heart attack and all that stuff. Let's see, and I'm wait, let's see, should I be concerned about that stuff? It's it's really funny and all that stuff. So there's that. So there's so clearly Shoto needs probably more social skills. Bakugo is still funny. He's not as bad as he was during his interview with Shoto. He's still not good, and then Mountain Lady just comments that it's just different from the rest of humanity and all that stuff, with Midnight commenting that they probably shouldn't, let's see, have Bakugo avoid the meter let's see, Aizawa does. Anyway, it's also funny how when Midoriya is so robotic until All Might gets brought up. I definitely like the slow tension built towards the Black Quick quote because everyone's worried about how chaotic it might be because Midoriya hasn't controlled it. But once it comes out as a little wisp, Midoriya's yes, look how well I've done. I can do much better. With everyone goes with with Mount Lady and let's see, Midnight going let's see, going let's see, that's not really something to be excited about. With Bakugo comments about how he seems to be a bit overexcited over a little thing, with Bakugo saying, "Don't be proud of that." It's just funny. Anyway, it's interesting to know that with the teachers and all that stuff, it's interesting to know that All Might is looking into previous users for one for all, given the fact that Midoriya can now use all their could potentially use all their. Has the potential to use all their quirks. He's going to eventually use them. And then that's let's see, the build up to let's see, the Endeavor agency arc about how they're starting up work studies again with like with the Hero Commission and getting information from Hawks about League of Villains, about needing them to probably build up an army and all that stuff against, the villains and all that stuff. So, but they make it in a way to make it the public not, realize what they're doing, and even the students to an extent, until the actual operation. And we get to see some stuff about how it seems like none of the students are spies. So let's see, that was brought up, which might be one of the teachers, though. Granted, it is a bit interesting because it's been a long time since this subplot has been brought up. It comes up now and then, but sometimes it feels like it's dropped, but it seems like there might actually be a spy in UA. I assume there's going to be something that's going to pay off. We'll just have to wait and see. But, oh well. All that stuff, that's related to it. Lever. Anyway, I do find it funny how we're getting a Christmas episode, a Christmas half of an episode in the summer, but heck. I do like how Pinky's trying to get Bakugo to wear the Christmas outfits. I love how just Uraraka's just gashing over Aries' cute outfit, and I like to see Secret Santa stuff, particularly the Izuka, the Midoriya and Ochiko moment where they got their Secret Santa's gift. That was nice. And the funniest is definitely when Eri got Tokoyami. Tokoyami. Is it Tokoyami? Yeah, I think it's Tokoyami. But yeah, Tokoyami's sword matched to Tailman's. Shock. Anyway, I do like how Midoriya and Bakugo are commenting how they don't have their internships for the work studies or all that stuff, with Best Jeanist being missing. And you get like a nice moment where Best Jeanist, within a flashback where Best Jeanist wants Bakugo to come back next year and tell him his hero name and all that stuff once he gets his license. So Bakugo's not revealing it until he actually meets Best Jeanist again. So it seems like, despite the fact Bakugo got frustrated with Best Jeanist, he does seem to start to value him more as a mentor figure, and particularly his mentor. And all that stuff. Well, we get a nice cameo of Night Agency psychics, with Centipede now taking over and commenting on how they're so busy because Night did all this work. It was nice to see them again, even if just briefly. Which leads up to the biggest thing about how Midoriya and Bakugo are going to be studying under Endeavor, which is building up the next arc, which was very interesting because it makes sense, I guess, for Midoriya, since he's already trained with like the mentor of All Might, the sidekick of All Might. Those have both been done with, so now he's going to do with the one-sided rival on Endeavor's part for All Might. So yeah, the rival and current number one hero, even though All Might never really probably saw Endeavor as a rival, but yeah. So now you've got that. So he's now learning from the biggest pro. So we're gonna So this is going to continue off with like the pro hero arc stuff that we saw at the end of season 4 and the beginning of season 5. And we'll deal more with the family stuff along with Shoto and all that stuff, as he's going to try and learn more from Endeavor and all that stuff. So we pretty much have the 3 strongest heroes from Class 1A going to the strongest hero for like the work studies. Overall, I'll give this episode an 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I mean, there's some, it's a fun, nice, quiet, episode that's building up between the joint training to now the Endeavor Agency is a midway between kind of thing. Not really a fan of like the Mount Lady Midnight fan service shots and all that stuff. Kind of felt like everyone repeating their names was a bit repeated. It was a bit of a repeat thing, kind of fillerish kind of thing, but that was also in the manga, I think, so can't be helped. But yeah, and all that stuff. But definitely liked a bit disappointing as well that we're missing the villain arc and it's going to be the later half of season 5. But I definitely enjoyed the funny moments, particularly with Bakugo and Shoto and Midoriya with the interviews. Particularly like one with Bakugo and Shoto at the beginning, and then with their own separate one. Shoto really needs to learn what metaphors or just and all that stuff. And Midoriya just getting overexcited over his quirk abilities. They'll build up for like the upcoming, eventual war arc, which will probably be in season 6. And let's see, more updates on like the Spy and let's see, and All Might looking into like previous users of One for All. The Christmas episode where we got just everyone enjoying, let's see, some ship teasers, some let's see, funny moments, all building up to like Midoriya and Bakugo joining Shoto for the Endeavor agency, for let's see, interning and all that stuff and work studies. So yeah, let's see. Anyway, I hope to try and catch up with the remaining episodes. I'm not going to catch up in time for episode 19 that's coming out this week, but I'm going to try and do at least 2 episodes a day to try and catch up to it so I can be prepared for episode 20. Overall, I'm Blue Star Saber, signing off, Plus Ultra, and goodbye, everyone.